Yo, what's going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the Math Million, back again with another video. Sorry I missed Saturday. Had people over, family for Irish dinner. Yes, I'm like 50% Irish, so it is a big holiday here. That's why I didn't get to upload, but I'm back. And this is going to be a Rand's Indie Spotlight. I'm going to be talking about Neurovoider, which is a twin-stick shooter roguelike RPG type game. It is published by Plug-in Digital, developed by Flying Oak Games. It came out this past week, I believe on Friday on Xbox One. Also, it should be on PlayStation and Steam as well. Yeah, this is going to be my impressions of the game. I've put roughly about 3 to 4 hours into it. Got about 200 achievement gamer score. Not all the achievements the gamer score, but we'll talk about that later. I was actually pleasantly surprised with this game. I do enjoy my twin-stick shooters. However, roguelike games, they don't really tickle my fancy too much. So I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of the title. I do think $14 is a little bit too much for the game, but let's go over the basic gist of how this game operates. I mean, obviously, run around the map, you aim with right stick, and you fire with one of your two guns. With right trigger is one gun, left trigger is the other, and basic. But when you start off, this is what you'll see. So you can do daily runs, which is like a leaderboard rank thing, where you get like a position on leaderboard, or you can start a new game. They have 3 different types. They have arcade mode, which obviously for people not really that good. Rogue is the basic experience, a little bit harder, and obviously Voider is the hardest. So you can pick all 3. The game does feature 4-player local co-op, so you can play with 4 of your buddies. No online co-op, unfortunately. So you basically start it up. You pick from 3 classes. You have a Fortress, you have a Dash, and you have, I forget the third one. They each have like a separate power. Like Dash, you can dash through bullets. Fortress, you put up a shield. And then before you start, you pick your perk. This one I like to heal myself, because you do take a lot of damage. And then you come to the screen and you pick the level you want to play. So you can see it's ranked by size, elites, and loot. So you want, since this is like a loot game where you upgrade your character, you always want to kind of pick the one with better loot, so to speak. And then you start it off. And the whole gist is you're looking for a generator to kill. And once you destroy the generator, you can move on. So you go through the level. Like I said, you aim with the right stick, you can shoot with left trigger, but you're not always situated to guns. See, I actually have a sword, so I can actually get in really fast and do a bunch of damage really fast. Like the swords, the close combat stuff, you do a lot of damage. And you can see, okay, I got my hit points in the top left corner and EP. You can see every time I use my weapon or my gun, my sword, EP drops. And once it gets down to 0, obviously I can't use my weapon anymore. And each weapon, because there are a bunch of different types of weapons in the game, also uses EP in a different way. Some will waste all the EP in one use, and some will not. That's where it's kind of like roguelike. So there's like permadeath. Like if you die, you start over, and then if you make it back to where you did die, you can fight your nemesis. But each of the runs is always different. You can always choose a different type. Like you can see me dashing around with right bumper. That's because I picked the dash class. Otherwise, you could pick the Fortress class, which puts up a shield, and then the other class, goes crazy with bullets. And when you kill enemies, they drop little like, I'm not even sure what they're called, but they fill up your meter to use your special ability. Like I have the health one, or they drop loot, and the loot is basically better parts for your character, so you can make him stronger as you progress, because the game does get harder as you go. Now let's talk about the achievements real fast. This game is going to be a tough completion. I played it for about 3 to 4 hours. I have about 200 gamer score in it. I really see that's maybe if I tried to play it a few more hours, I could probably get around 300, but that's about it, because this game requires you to like get it on the hardest difficulty a bunch of times. There's a bunch of time-consuming achievements. So if you're in it for achievements, you picked the wrong game. But at the end of the day, I really think it's a good game. I think maybe it's a little overpriced at $14. $10 would probably be a better deal. But as you see, I just beat the level right there, right? I just destroyed the generator. I teleported out, which you do at everything. It refills your health, and now you see I can go to equip new items. These are all the items that dropped in the level that I picked up. And obviously you can equip better ones. You can boost the attributes of a selected one that you have by using scrap. So when you scrap an item that you don't want, you get all this like scrap material, and then you can use the scrap to upgrade or boost the thing that you're currently using. It'll give it more hit points or things like that. So I'm going through all the different things, and then they actually will impact how your character looks too. So your character will change over the course of how long you've played it for, and I think that's a nice, interesting touch. You can also change your weapons. So I think I'm gonna change it to a hammer, as I'm gonna switch out my sword and get a hammer because it does way more damage. And I switched out my gun for a better gun, but that kind of like takes more EP, so it's kind of like a give and take. But I really enjoyed this game, guys. I thought it's a lot of fun. I think it's a little too expensive at $14. I think maybe $10 would have been the price, but I know a lot of people are into these roguelike games. But yeah, this game surprised me. As you can see, there's my new character. And now I'm just going crazy. I got my hammer. You can see I can only use it a couple times before the EP rains down, but then I can use my other weapon. But all in all, I really enjoyed Neurovoider. So yeah, that's the video. That's the spotlight for Neurovoider, guys. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Consider subscribing for more content, as I will have videos up all next week, including the Rand and Jez podcast. I got a giveaway going on. It'll be in the description for this game. So yeah, consider subscribing for more content, guys, and I will see everybody later.